Hi, welcome to Building with Blue, or welcome back to Building with Blue. If it's your first time here, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you found me. If you're returning, thank you for your support. As usual, I've got a mechanical project going on. Lately, it's been a lot of mechanical stuff. I'm going to try and keep this one short because all the platforms say if it's under 3 minutes, it'll get better exposure. So, my dad and I were talking about this project, and he doesn't understand. He doesn't do all the mechanical work like I do. I think it skipped a generation from my grandfather to me. My grandfather was a machinist, so I think he had more of a mechanical mind. My dad was computer science, so he was more theoretical and computing and that kind of thing. But he asked me, how'd you figure out how to do all this stuff? And to me, I had a hard time explaining it, but to me, it all makes sense. Mechanics has always made sense to me. I was a kid taking his toys apart to see how they worked, and to me it's just a mechanical jigsaw puzzle. So here's a good example. This is my front end. This is the front end for my truck. So this is the old one, the one that's all dirty, and these are the new parts. So now I'm going to assemble the new parts like the old parts, and I'm going to make sure the dimensions are the same because that affects your alignment. But to me, that all makes sense. I'll just put it all together, I'll adjust it the way it needs to be adjusted, tighten everything down, put it back in the truck. There's a few things you have to learn along the way, but you learn them by doing. So, for instance, it takes a special tool usually to get these parts called tie rod ends, because this is tapered and it goes into a tapered hole. So they don't want to come apart once the nut's tight. So what you have to do is you have to knock your hammer against the piece that this goes into, and then knock on the end of it to release it. Or you can use a special tool called, it's called a pickle fork. That's the slang term for it, but it's called a tie rod separator. It's a wedge, and it goes in there and it separates things. So learn by doing. That's what I've been doing most of the time. Had some OJT over the years, but most of it is learn by doing. I hope somebody out there is inspired. I hope my videos are helping, and if you have any questions, like I said, let me know. Like I always say, let me know, and keep on building.